Shakam Bataya. Today I'm going to start right into it by reading Genesis 1 or BaraShath. Um, let's get into it. The occurrences of the Alaf Tau are shown in the first chapter for your consideration. The Alaf Tau is a mark of identity claimed by Yahayasha in the last book, Revelation. In the beginning, Allahaya, Higher Mighty One, created Alaf Tau, the Shamayam, skies or heavens, and Alaf Tau, the Arats, and the Arats, earth was formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Re'ak, breath or breeze of Allahaya was moving on the surface of the Mayam, waters. And Allahaya said, "Let light come to be," and light came to be. And Allahaya, Alaf Tau, saw the light, that it was good, and Allahaya separated the light from the dark, and Allahaya called the light Yam, and the dark he called Layala. And there were evening and there was morning, or Shakam, the first Yam. And Allahaya said, "Let space come to be in the midst of the Mayam, and let it separate the Mayam from the Mayam." And Allahaya made space and separated the Mayam which were under the space from the Mayam which were above the space. And it was so. And Allahaya called the space Shamayam. And there was evening, and there was Shakam, the second Yam. And Allahaya said, "Let the Mayam under the Shamayam be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And Allahaya called the dry land Alat Rats. In the collection of the Mayam he called Yaman, seas. Allahaya saw that it was good. And Allahaya said, "Let the Arats bring forth grass, and plant that yields seed, and the fruit trees that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the Arats." And it was so. And the Arats brought forth grass, and the plant that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And Allahaya saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was Shakam, the third Yam. And Allahaya said, "Let lights come to be in the space of the Shamayam to separate the Yam from the Lala. And let them be for signs in appointed times, and for Yamans and for years, and let them be for lights in the space of the Shamayam to give light on the Arats." And it came to be so. And Allahaya made two great lights, the greater light to rule the Yam, and the lesser light to rule the Lala, and also the stars, or the luminaries. And Allahaya set them in the space of the Shamayam to give light on the Arats, and to rule over the Yam and the Lala, and to separate the light from the darkness. And Allahaya saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be Shakam, the fourth Yam. And Allahaya said, "Let the Mayam teem with shawls of living creatures, and let birds fly above the Arats. Let the Mayam above the Arats on the facial surface of the Shamayam." And Allahaya created great sea. I guess I meant to say, and Allahaya created the great sea. Created the great sea creatures. Okay. And every living creature that moves, which the Mayam teemed according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Allahaya saw that it was good. And Allahaya blessed them, saying, "Bear fruit and increase, and fill the Mayam in the Yamim, and let the birds increase on the Arats." And there came to be evening, and there came to be Shakam, the fifth Yam. And Allahaya said, "Let the Arats bring forth the living creatures according to its kind, livestock and creeping things, creeping creatures, and beasts of the Arats according to its kind. And it came to be so. And Allahaya made the beast of the Arats according to its kind, livestock according to its kind, and all that creep on the Arats according to its kind. And Allahaya saw that it was good. And Allahaya said, breathe into Nasha Adam a shared essence with a shared character, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the Shamayam, and over the livestock, and over all the Arats, and over all the creeping creatures that creep on the earth, Arats. And Allahaya created the man in his essence. In the essence of Allahaya, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And Allahaya blessed them. And Allahaya said to them, bear fruit and increase, and fill the Arats and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the Shamayam, and over all creatures moving on the Arats. And Allahaya said, see, I have given you every plant that yields seed, which is on the face of all the Arats, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it is for food, and to every beast of the Arats, and to every bird of the Shamayam, and to every creeping creature on the Arats, in which there is life, every green plant is for food. And it came to be so. And Allahaya saw that all he had made, and see, and it was very good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be Shakam, the sixth Yam. And we're going to stop right there with today's reading, because I want to get into explaining a couple of things, because people often have a lot of questions about what I just read. So I wanted to first point out where it says, darkness was on the face of the deep. This is literally saying that there was nothing there. There was no earth. There was no space. It was literally empty. There was nothing. People often say that the earth was there, but it was just darkness, meaning that the earth was filled with corruption, violence and all this stuff. No, this is literally telling you that the earth was yet to be created. There was no space. There was no nebulas. There was nothing. It was all empty, right? There was nothing there. It was empty. It was formless, right? It was nothing but darkness. And then the Most High decided to say, let light come to be. This was the first sun, you could say. This is the center light in the center of the universe, you could say, right? So this is the first light to ever be created in existence. This is even explained further when the Most High states that he created lights in the space of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and appointed times, and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the space of the Shamayam to give light on the Arats. And then he also created the sun and the moon, right? One to rule the day and one to rule the night. So that tells you that the Most High created two different light sources. One inside the earth, like inside the firmament, or whatever you want to call it, inside the heavens, under the heavens, whatever. And then he created another one, the original one, outside of that. So there's a light source outside of our sun, according to this. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the creation of Adam. There are other books that I will read that explains that there were actually beasts that look like man, right? So when people say, who did mankind sleep with to create, right? So we have to understand that there was a possibility that there were some of Adam's sons or daughters that actually slept with animals that looked like mankind, right? Because it says here that a shared essence with a shared character, right? And let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the shamayam, and over the livestock, and over all the arats, and over all the creeping creatures, right, that creep on the arats. He created man in his essence, right? So Adam and man is two different things. So understand that man and Adam, those are two different concepts. Adam is humanity. Mankind is something that was created in the image of the Most High. So that implies that there are two different creatures that the Most High created in the beginning. Another thing I wanted to talk about was Adam and man. So these are two different terminologies here. So Adam, prefers or refers to the first man, right? But then mankind, right? That's a totally different word. So when we say Adam or when we say man, we're referring to the first original man. But when you say terms like mankind and human, realize those are not terms that are in the scripture. So you have to understand that in the beginning, the Most High only created man, right? And he put man, which is Adam, over all things on the arats. But then he also created beast that looked like man, and that is mankind. It doesn't state that in here, right? But there is another book that I have that I'm going to read, right, that explains that. And it's not only that book, but it's multiple books that explains that, these beasts of the field, these beasts of the land, these beasts of the forest, some of these look like mankind, like we have primates today, like the chimpanzee or the gorilla, right? There were primates that looked like us that the Most High said don't mate with, right? So like I said, I'll get into that a little bit deeper further down the line. But right now I just wanted to explain that these two words go hand in hand. They try to confuse you by saying one is separate from the other. But Adam is the first man. So when it says he made man and woman, he's literally talking about Adam and Eve. He's not talking about another type of human that was created along with Adam and Eve. You get what I mean? Like they're trying to make you seem like he created Adam and Eve and then he created another man and woman and then put them outside. That's false. Adam and Eve is the first man and woman. You get what I mean? He put them in the garden, right? But there were also beasts that were mankind, which is a kind of man, which is like a primate or a chimpanzee or not to be confused with a monkey, but even a monkey is a sort of a man, right? And the Most High said not to mate with these creatures or you will create unnatural beings, basically, I would say. So I wanted to share that with you. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that everything on the earth, on the arats, only ate plants. There was no creature that ate flesh. Every creature only ate plants. plants. That's it. So the concept of eating meat is not of the Most High. I'm not even sure if the Most High actually tolerates us eating meat, because people literally get sick from eating meat. So I'm still like having a great debate amongst other people who study the word, whether eating flesh is actually something that we're supposed to do. Many people will tell you that, well, you need it because of protein, but literally you can get protein from plants. So anyway, that's all I wanted to cover for today. I will go back over the second verse tomorrow. I love reading the word, and I'm glad that, instead of sitting on a pulpit or standing in front of you guys, basically on a pulpit, preaching to you, I'd rather just read the word to you straight from the source. That way you have a better understanding. You can literally read what I'm saying, so you know that I'm not, making this stuff up. This is what it's saying straight from the book. I just wanted to add that in there. I hope you guys have a great day. Yam, Barakayam, Yada Yahaya, Yada Yahayasha, Amanaya.